Knight, under its current leadership, and as the years go by, is thinking increasingly regionally as they do their work. They look at regional funding opportunities. They understand that these things are connected. Another reason why we looked at the MSA for this area is, frankly, for a purely methodological reason here. It's much easier to get GDP growth figures at the MSA level and then be able to drill back down. It also makes it easier for the community to use this data as they want to do it. So this data is really, I'm going to talk about what we found, but there's so much else you could do with this data that we really wanted you all to see it as a gift to the community. So if we presented it to you at an MSA level, you could do with it what you want to do, which allows for merging for those data geeks in the room like me. You could really merge the data more easily and then get to where you want to get with the data, so we could learn from you all as well. You know, and increasingly, communities are judged regionally. When people come to decide if they want to live somewhere or go somewhere or be somewhere, they look at the area. They don't look just at a neighborhood or a city. They look at the area. And there's been some really interesting things written about that idea. There's a book called Loose Connections by Robert Wuthnow that really looks at the idea that neighborhoods and communities are different now. People work in one community, they live in another community, their kids go to school in yet another community, they worship in another community, and so our connections are looser with communities. So communities often rise and fall, if you will, at a regional level. So when we look at communities that are better off, especially when you talk about rebuilding economies, that regional perspective is very helpful. Also, and this might not be as true here as it is in some of the other places, but we really had tried a conversation about, okay, define your community for me. Okay, newcomer, define your community here. And we started to get a lot of different answers. And it's very hard to get an objective presentation of what a community is. So we decided to make it objective. And that's why we did the MSA, for all of those reasons. But again, there are opportunities with the data for you to drill down, but I would encourage you to think like Knight is thinking and how Gallup is thinking about this area, and find what's interesting about the areas you care most about, but really think about the region when you look at your planning and your development and the application of these ideas.